Okay guys, rebuilding the toilet tank here. Here's all the old stuff over here. And here's the bottom side of the tank. I'll show you everything we've replaced in here. So we got a new flush valve, fill valve, tank to bowl bolts and washers. The handle looked okay, so we're going to leave that. I got a new shut-offs on quarter turn. Right now I'm just getting the water back on. Looks like this thing's going to have to run a snake through this sink. Shut off, we're going to rebuild this tank as well. You can see all this stuff's about 12 years old, so and the rubber's not doing too good in here. Yeah, snug that. We'll tighten the handle on this, it's loose. And your bathroom sink drain in the master is running slow. We could pop a snake through there for you.
Oh, okay.
If you want to look at it, it's starting to come up.
It is running slow. I've had to put like a solution down there before when it did run slow.
Okay, yeah, you don't want to use any chemicals in there. It's bad for your pipes.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to let you know. There's the main shut off here. Right up there, that green one behind the expansion tank. That's a 1-inch copper line feeding in here. Yeah, this kitchen floss is pretty tight. I'll probably be replacing that sometime. Our donut on. This is the big donut because this is a Gerber toilet, so we have to use the fat. We call it a donut. It's a tank to bowl gasket, basically. Donut for short. But we rebuilt the whole thing. Let's be gentle with that baby. And I always treat them like a baby because they're glass. Get your first set on there. Yeah, so the parts in this were pretty much, I don't know, 12 years old or so. Yeah, it's starting. Let's see if I don't know if you guys can see under there or not. It's just a nut and a washer basically, and we tighten those down. It squeezes the donut between the bowl and the tank, and that's what, when you flush, that seals that water that comes out of the tank into the bowl. That's what that's for. I don't know if we have a socket or something. Yeah, we usually just use a socket on that. One thing, you want to get it snug, but you never want to get it over tight and crack something. And then you want to make sure your tank's level as well. Do it on the other side as well. Yeah, this one has a bidet on there. Basically just a little T that's cut in where it attaches to the fill valve. Be careful now. wiggle your bowl. Or I mean, make sure it wiggles. See, if you have glass to glass and you keep tightening, it'll crack. So you guys always be careful when if you're doing this yourself. The end. That is that, wait a minute, is that glass to glass?
Well, I got them little spacers in the back.
Yeah, but not in the front.
Guess that's good enough then.
I was just telling everybody on here. Oh. Make sure you're not leaking down there. Ah, still got some air in there. Weren't supposed to have any air in there.
I think it's still running.
I don't know. Well, the flapper's down. Hold on, man. Oh. For some reason the flapper wasn't sitting. Oh, this must be the wrong flapper for this, because it's catching up. It's holding up. It's the wrong one. Yeah, the bulb was hitting. Well, it doesn't help I got this going. Oh wow, that aerator over there is packed full, I guess. You see he's running the snake through there. See that line goes in the wall, guys. Makes a turn and comes across behind the toilet here. And there's a main stack right here. Down below here, it tees in here. Yeah, make sure you get into the stack. This is a clean out plate for the main. Yeah. Attach this in here. So you want about an inch of play in your chain, and you put that on. You know I got 50 things going on here. Not too good. No more hair? Just a little bit?
No, a piece of hair, but it was right there.
Yeah, most of it was like right at the pop-up assembly. Set this in here, okay. Probably not. It's filling up though. No, we're not full. Yeah, this little clip comes off. And then you can slide it down to where you need to be. Hook onto the handle here. Like I said, you want this. You don't want this so tight like that. You want a little bit of slack in it, so the flapper will go all the way down. I just got it on there temporarily right now. Got a new aerator?
No.
Is that leaking down there? Sometimes it leaks back. Flashlight right by you.
It's not leaking.
Yeah, sometimes they leak back. I've had that happen, believe me. So he's trying to clean out the aerator on this and get a little more water through it. It might be full of calcium buildup. Sometimes you can just get a replacement. Make sure you don't cross thread. You usually back it up till you feel it click. You generally don't scratch that. You sure you get it straight and everything?
Yeah, it's on a...
Just don't over tighten it, because you can always snug a little bit if you have to. And if it's leaking. Careful. Be real careful. I wouldn't do big strides. This made it work. It looked better before.
To the floor.
Right now we're doing the flush valve and the riser. You guys always want to make sure you cut it where it's just a little bit below the handle, because if the fill valve sticks on, the water will come up out of there and then you have a flood. So you gotta make sure you cut that down. I usually just line it up on the tank and see where it's going to be right below that handle. And it's usually about 1.25 inches, so, but it depends on what kind of tank you got as well. So. Yeah, I think I started one with some Teflon tape on there. See it? I just threw those extra washers on there. We'll pull them off. I'm going to put a little Teflon tape on some of these threads. That way when you slide your washer up on there, it's a nice seal. Just a little backup. I mean, sometimes you can get away without doing that, but because most of the seal's inside of the tank. Doesn't hurt to have a little extra insurance. I'll show it. Wait a minute. Let's see what it looks like. Slide that through. On the side we put another rubber and another steel washer, and then the nut, so that actually seals the bolt to the tank. Some people might think it's overkill, but it's a little extra insurance. It's always a good thing in plumbing. Is that long enough?
I don't think it is.
I usually have to use a little small channel box. You snug it and you want to see some squish deflection in the rubber inside the tank. Back live. Gives you an idea what you're working with. So you want to snug these, and then what we do, we look inside the tank, and you want to see some deflection on that rubber because you want it to squeeze. Of course, we don't have any light in here. Oh, we got to plug it in. But I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. I'll hold the light and point it in there. See the rubber down there? See how it's kind of squished? These can actually be tightened a little bit more because I like to see just a little more squishing going on with the rubber. Get a torque here. Well, that's pretty tight feeling. Okay, those are probably pretty good. Let's see this one. Alright. You got this one snug for you?
I think so.
Let's see.
And the bolt kind of came off that plastic.
Oh, did it? Okay, yeah, this has a...
Like a lock, it tells it when to stop.
Yeah, this has it, what it does, it breaks free of the washer once it's tight. That way you can't over tighten it and crack it. And I got the big donut because it's a Gerber, so I use the big one. And then you got a washer and wing nut. So what I usually do is lay one set of those on either side of the toilet bowl. So I'm ready. And yeah, these were in the back, but they didn't have any in the front. So when we tighten this down, you guys make sure once you bottom onto this, ideally you wouldn't totally touch this with the tank, because once you hit this, it's not going to give anymore. So if you keep tightening, you will crack something. You don't want to do that. Believe me, you don't want to do it. So, give me a set. Let me put a set on you over there. Nice and gentle. Set it down. Okay, let's hold it. Let me get the first set going. Washer first, wing nut. I usually just get it on there about hand tight. Always keep a hand on the tank. You don't want it to go moving on you. And then, yeah, on these, you just pretty much get them as tight as you can by hand. It's hard to damage it if you're just doing it by hand. If you have a wrench, it's real easy to over tighten it because you got a lot more torque. You want to make sure your tank looks about straight, kind of parallel with the wall. Huh?
Yeah, I'd say wait for you to tighten yours. Get it level.
What I usually do is push down the tank a little bit. And then I do the same. See how he's pushing it? A little more on my side. So I'm down here tightening. But I'm pushing and holding the camera at the same time here. It looks like our video's about full here. Maybe just a little more on your side. Feels pretty good over here. Oh, that's pretty tight. Okay. Get some toilet paper to dry that shut off. Yeah. I'm not going to be able to see over there because this camera is not going to work out. Getting the supply line around there. I always dry off the shut off because if it's wet, sometimes you won't get a good seal. So we dry it off, and then a couple turns with your wrench. You want to make it pretty snug, but not so snug that you break something. It's got to hold water pressure, probably about 60, 70 psi. You're going to hold this in the light, and then you're covering the lens. The lens is here. Hold it with the right here.
Is the back bathroom usable if I don't flush it?
You can flush it. It's. We got a few things on the floor in there though. You want me to go clean it up real quick? You want me to go clean up for it? Let me get my stuff out of there.
Okay, guys. See what you do, you get that on there. What this does, when the fill valve is filling, it shoots water in the overflow, and that puts water in the bolt. Of course, that's not pushed all the way on there because I was. See what I mean? You're going to tip this down about where you're going to be, and then take a knife or a scissor and cut it right here. Can't do it while I'm holding the camera. Yeah, I can't do anything hardly. Alright, I cut this, and then when I get it on here, push that on to the bottoms. Alright. We got our flapper here. I think I'm thinking about taking this out. See if it'll work without that, because it was on the other one it was holding up. Make sure it gets stuck on it. Okay. I want a little bit of play in this. Oh, this got the old chain on it still. Let's get that out of the way. It looks like we got enough play. You want about an inch or something. Like that. Now there's a hole right here. There it is. See how the play is? Just a little bit. You You want it to be able to go all the way down. I'm going to turn it on. Get a little air out of there. Yep. Let's off the other side. See that? That's filling. That's putting water into the bowl as it's filling the tank at the same time, simultaneously. Sometimes we get to people's houses and this will be out like this. Well, now you're not hardly getting any water in your bowl, so it's important that this is on, shooting into the overflow. And might have to do a part 2, I don't know. Anyway, but you guys get an idea. We rebuilt pretty much the whole thing. And you want to just adjust, make sure you're not more than 3/8 or 1/4 inch or so up. You never want it up too close to the end here, because it'll keep running, cycling. Alright, let's check it. We might have to get a different flapper because this one, for some reason, is falling out straight. So we're going to go get another flapper. I'll be right back. Alright, we're going to change this flapper real quick, guys. For some reason this one's acting out. Just snap it off there.